The world has many problems. War, climate change, poverty, and overpopulation, just to name a few. In this video, we will explore whether a developmental disorder, autism, can be part of the planet's salvation. I have worked with autism for more than 2 decades and have met many remarkable people through this work. I find it interesting whether a developmental disorder that can be highly disabling might actually be part of our collective salvation. The 5 people with autism featured in this video are well known to the general public for their work. Some contribute directly to solving some of the world's biggest problems, while others are unique in their fields, thus contributing to the development of humanity. Each of the 5 individuals has made, and continues to make, a significant difference in the world in their respective fields and in vastly different ways. The first person we will look at is Elon Musk, the world's richest man and the creator of innovative companies like SpaceX, Tesla, Neuralink, and PayPal. Elon Musk has publicly shared his Asperger's diagnosis multiple times. He has mentioned that, as a child around the age of 5 to 7, he thought he might be insane. As a young man, Elon describes going through an identity crisis. Who am I? What is the meaning of life? These were questions he asked himself. He sought answers by reading large amounts of religious and philosophical literature but did not find any satisfying answers there. Elon Musk's IQ is not publicly known, but it is said that he has plowed through vast amounts of literature at record speed in fields as diverse as physics, philosophy, history, economics, and engineering. He spans many subjects, but he has managed to integrate the extensive knowledge he has acquired into the various companies he has founded. Elon Musk believes that the answers to existential questions lie in the universe. However, it is difficult to know which questions to ask. He considers it crucial that we continually seek new and unknown paths and solutions. Musk believes that humanity must become a multiplanetary species, a species that resides on multiple planets. He has frequently expressed the belief that it is possible for humans to settle on Mars, potentially escaping if Earth becomes uninhabitable. Whether Asperger syndrome is what makes Elon Musk the standout he obviously is hard to say. But it certainly hasn't limited him. He next advocate for the planet, or humanity, with a publicly known Asperger's diagnosis is the young Swedish climate activist Greta Thunberg. Greta has referred to her Asperger's as a superpower. She highlights her ability to focus on a subject for extended periods without getting tired or losing interest. This has been clearly demonstrated since she started the school strike for climate in 2018. This led to a global climate movement. She has been nominated for the Nobel Peace Prize multiple times, was named Time magazine's Person of the Year, and is an inspiration to millions. In an interview on American TV, Greta again emphasized her Asperger's as a strength that has helped her. She is known for her highly emotional and direct speeches to world leaders. Greta says one reason she dares to speak out is that she does not feel burdened by social norms, something Asperger's syndrome frees her from. Here are a couple of excerpts from Greta's speech at COP24 when she was 15 years old in 2018.
You only speak of green, eternal growth because you are too scared of being unpopular. You only talk about moving forward with the same bad ideas that got us into this mess, even when the only sensible thing to do is pull the emergency brake. You are not mature enough to tell it like it is. You say you love your children above all else, and yet you are stealing their future in front of their very eyes.
So, in Greta's case, one can say that Asperger's syndrome has helped change the world. The third person I want to highlight here is Temple Grandin. Temple does extensive work to shed light on the autism spectrum disorder. She is herself diagnosed but has still managed to become a PhD in animal science and a professor at Colorado State University. Grandin finds many similarities between animal behavior and autism. She is one of the leading designers of livestock facilities in the US, thereby improving animal welfare in the food industry. Some might say that Temple Grandin just sheds light on a disorder she herself has, but her work is very important, in my opinion. Autism is often an invisible disability to others. It can be hard to understand. Autism is perhaps one of the best described mental disabilities, yet also one of the most difficult to understand. It is crucial that someone with the syndrome can articulate it based on their own experiences. It is important that we all learn tolerance and helpfulness, not just towards people with disabilities but in general. Temple Grandin has greatly contributed to this. Moreover, many of her educational principles can be used with so-called normal people, not just with autistic individuals. We all have a small degree of autism in us. She also highlights the chaos the modern world represents for people with autism and even for neurotypical individuals. Things are becoming less structured. For example, we no longer necessarily eat together at the same time, which removes a lot of learning opportunities. Simple structured jobs are disappearing, like newspaper routes. This reduces opportunities for people who struggle with managing many details to find jobs. In our video, 5 Top Myths About Autism, Debunked, we discussed efforts to integrate people with autism into the workforce. If given the chance, they can undoubtedly contribute much more than we realize. Temple Grandin is on Time's list of the 100 most influential people in the world in the Heroes category. Thus, she is significantly shaping the world. The fourth and penultimate person we will highlight is Sir Anthony Hopkins. Not because he has particularly used his disorder to change the world, but because art and culture are immensely important for human development and self-understanding. Hopkins has been one of the world's leading actors for over 50 years, despite, or perhaps because of, his autism. He says he learns his scripts down to the smallest detail and has a great attention to detail, a skill that has helped him in his renowned acting performances. This attention to detail can likely be credited to Asperger's syndrome. In 2020, he became the oldest actor ever to win an Oscar for his role in The Two Popes. Hopkins was diagnosed late in life but has contributed to broader acceptance of neurodiversity by being open about his diagnosis. Hopkins has been actively involved in advocacy for autism awareness, using his platform to educate the public and challenge stereotypes surrounding autism. Through his advocacy work and public speaking engagements, Hopkins has helped create a more inclusive society that embraces and supports individuals with autism. His late diagnosis opened Hopkins' eyes and provided explanations for why he had such difficulties in his youth. He describes his youth as troubled, causing trouble, and feeling deep insecurity and curiosity about his identity. Anthony Hopkins has significantly contributed to the arts and, since his diagnosis, has also raised awareness about autism and the autism spectrum. The final person we will highlight is physicist Albert Einstein. Einstein is not officially diagnosed within the autism spectrum, but there are enough indications about him that I believe it is justified to include him here. It is, of course, not possible to definitively diagnose a deceased person. However, some traits about Einstein strongly suggest that he would qualify for the diagnosis. Reports say he first spoke at 3 to 4 years old, had difficulty forming social relationships, and preferred to immerse himself in specific interests. He could concentrate on a subject for a very long time. All these traits support the hypothesis that he would be diagnosed within the autism spectrum. Einstein's contributions to science and world development can hardly be overstated. Many of his theories were only proven long after his death, and many of his theories form the basis of current research. Just to mention a few, his theories of relativity, the theory of the photoelectric effect, principles on which modern lasers are built, and last but not least, the discovery of the relationship between mass and energy. This discovery included the world-famous formula, E=mc². The equation establishes a fundamental relationship between mass and energy. The equation played a significant role in the development of the atomic bomb and nuclear power. So, whether Einstein was autistic or not, he still has a significant role in modern research that might lead to solutions to many of today's challenges. If this video has provided you with new knowledge or been useful in any way, please consider subscribing to the channel. It will help us create even better videos in the future. Thank you in advance, it is completely free for you. See you in the next video.